so won't do another Waynecast. 24 hours. That's all I have left. I have the longest, most intensive period, crunch time I've ever done in my life. This time tomorrow, I'll be finished. A load of work. And I'm having a couple of weeks off. So then you wait, I'll see me online for a while. I'll be there, but I just won't be around. Can't just completely disappear because there's too many things that are really important. As you can tell, I'm somewhat subdued. I'm between the devil and deep blue sea, because, well, part of me is over the sodden moon that this, two and a half months it must be, basically not long after, about halfway into January, right, and I've been pulling 7 days a week, going up to like 80, 90 hours a day sometimes, basically buggering myself up in new and interesting ways to get this work done. I've managed to cause a few health problems along the way, a few new ones. Main one was, I did a routine blood test the other day, well, the week rather, got a letter yesterday. He taken the blood test, when I was halfway through this long period of hardly any sleep and hard work and stuff like that. And normally these things come back fine, as you know. It's like, oh, everything's fine, routine blood test, off you go. This one didn't. Came back and there was a form letter sent through that went something like this: Dear Mr. Robson, the results of your last routine blood test have turned up, something of an anomaly. There appears to be a problem with your liver. At this point, we would normally say, as you appear to be an alcoholic, please get in touch for a rehabilitation programs and treatment. But as we know that you're teetotal, we'd like you to come in, please. So basically, the upshot of it all is, I've caused some damage to my liver by keeping strange hours, drinking 30 odd cups of strong coffee a day. Well, you do if you work for 19, 20 hours, you know what I mean. Smoking about 60 of these bloody things a day, and stuff like that. So am I whinging about it? Yeah, am I? Fuck. Look, right, it's like this, right? When you get into the industry, you have a choice. You either go the easy path and keep nice little office hours, and a couple of times a year you have a crunch time, or you go freelance, which is the hard way sometimes. And when you sign up for that, you're signing up to cause yourself all sorts of health problems, do strange hours, have problems with every person you know because you can't give them enough time because you're too busy working. I signed up for this at day one, right? I knew what I was getting into. It's not going to make a stop. Like I said a while ago, I was getting all that shite off people. Look, there's nothing you can do that will make me stop in 3D. And I'm sure as hell, if problems like this don't stop me, then nothing else will. I'll keep going. Someone's got a model with me, with the mouse in my teeth or something. Yeah, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm pig-headed. I'm a little bit worried, but a little bit concerned, but I think it's probably just an anomaly because I've been doing really long hours. A lot of crazy shit. Let's have a quick look at the time. Right, not very long at all so far. It's very windy, it's very cold, and my hand is freezing. Need to give my hands a rest as well, front and model. Because to do this, I've had to break a number of the golden rules of 3D and computers in general. Not have any breaks. You imagine sitting there, and apart from maybe having some dinner or a sandwich or something like that, or a cup of tea, and even then, I'm still at the computer working. You don't have any, breaks. Which is that's breaking the golden rule. You're supposed to have breaks at least every couple of hours. Come on, Well, I haven't, so I'll need some. There's something very strange hanging from the tree here. It's part of a dartboard. I don't know if you can see it. What the hell is that doing there? Strange. So I've been living like a hermit for a while. It's taught me a lot about myself. Doing, about 2 months of these sort of crazy fucking hours. I've learned that I do indeed do it for me. Right? I haven't put a lot of models out this year. I've done a lot of models, but I haven't put a lot out because there have been things I've had to keep to one side. you know, for projects under NDAs. Some of them are that people never see, you know, or they'll see, but they won't know it's me that's made it. Now, if it was an ego trip, that'd piss me off. In fact, I probably would have done 12 months ago. It doesn't now. I'm perfectly fine with it. You know, if I'm working on something and people can't see it, fine. I know I've done it. So it doesn't matter. If I'm happy with it and I think that I've achieved something, then great. I don't feel the need to go crowing about what I'm doing, who I'm working for, etc, etc. As I say, I'm successful at freelancing. It's my living. I'm not a multi-millionaire yet, although I do intend to make as much money as possible before I die. Because let's face it, life's a competition, right? The guy who has the most money when he dies wins. At the moment that might be Bill Gates, right? But it's not going to stop me trying. But not at the expense of, you know, family, friends, things like that. My health always came secondary when it comes to, you know, obsessive things like 3D. It always will. Part of the way, you know, I was brought up not by my parents, taste and dad. There's a couple of things about me people don't know, you know. When I was a kid, I had a particularly evil and nasty headmaster, who's thankfully now dead in his worm food. I used to stand up every day in assembly, where they get the whole school in one big hall, and proceed for 10 minutes each day telling everybody how I was a waste of space and would never amount to anything. It was basically a waste of good cells, right? Now bear in mind I was about 7, 8 at the time. Shit like that scars you for life, right? I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. Does it still hurt to think back on it? Of course it bloody does. I'm not made of stone. But that's one of my driving things. It's the reason why I'll always have to prove that I can do something. Not for other people, but for me. I have to prove that he was wrong and I was right. Simple as that. I hope you understand that. Maybe it gives you a little bit of an insight into me. More than you would normally do in sort of video blogs. So something I normally discuss. Nothing something I really planned on discussing, but I'll let it stand because it's fair enough, you know. It's also why I'm very protective, as is my other half calf of Kane, because I don't want him to go through the same stuff I did. You know, it's just a tip of the iceberg, but that's enough, you know. But yeah, I'll always be trying till my dying day to prove that Mr. Gardner was his name. Incidentally, was a magistrate and justice of the fucking peace. Yeah, one of the most evil men I've ever came across in my life. Seem to find great pleasure in being as vindictive and nasty as possible to children. And apparently picked one out of every sort of group of 4 years, and I was it for that 4-year period. Not that I did anything, you know. I think what drove him nuts was I was one of those kids. I've always been, you know, I've always had a brain, right? Without getting too far into it, I've always been intelligent. I've always been able to do work easily without having to work too hard. So when other kids would be working all week to get a problem solved or something, they're basically supposed to, let's face it, most of the shit you learn at school is just tie you up, right? Keep you out of people's hair for like, what, 9 hours a day. But of course, I'd get it done in a couple of hours. So I'd be sitting basically twiddling my thumbs and doing whatever for the rest of the day, and they used to hate that. You know, looking back on it now, it's quite understandable, but it doesn't give them the right to behave like arseholes, which they did. So yeah, it's I was very tempted for the ZBrush book to put a dedication in to Mr. Gardner, and just basically what I was going to say is, look, to my old headmaster, Mr. Gardner, the man who said I would never amount to anything in life and that I was a waste of cells. Take this, you bastard. But I didn't. For obvious reasons, but there's something a bit more generic, but there's a couple of bits of code in there for people who know what I'm, you know, know me very, very, very well outside of 3D. But anyway, enough about the book. I'll see you all the time I've got. Right, I'm going to wind this one up and I'll go into section 2 because it's 9:20 here.